Hi everybody, Jessie here from JessieBanks.com and welcome back to another video. We're on take 3 because everybody keeps dropping everything upstairs. So over the long weekend, last weekend, which was September long weekend, I went to Edmonton with my cousin and her son and Kevin and my son, and we did the West Edmonton Mall for a couple days and we did IKEA and all that stuff, and I went to Desserts. So I spent a little bit of money. I picked up a pencil sharpener, I picked up a red and blue pencil for sketching. I picked up a Moleskine watercolor journal. I picked up some watercolors. So what I got for watercolors was I picked up Isondoline yellow. I so said that wrong. I picked up Shell Pink from Shinhan. I also picked up Horizon Blue from Shinhan. I grabbed Lunar Red Rock from Daniel Smith, Hematite Violet Genuine. I picked up Ultramarine Violet by accident. I love the color, but this was an accidental purchase. I was actually, after Imperial Purple, I was trying to round out my collection to play with the Jean Haynes palette that was just released, and I only needed a couple tubes. So I had to go back for this one because I bought this one and it was the wrong color. So this is Imperial Purple. I picked up Lunar Blue. Sugilite Genuine. This is my first kind of shimmery one, but this is a genuine pigment. It's not one of the iridescent ones. And I also picked up Sodalite Genuine. So 4, 8, 10. I picked up 10 new colors to add to my collection, and we're going to have a swatch and play and lots of fun. So I'm just going to get that all set up and squeeze all of these out, and then we'll play with them a little bit and talk about what I think about them. Okay, so I have a piece of Arches 140-pound rough watercolor paper. I really have been enjoying playing with rough paper lately just because of all the texture and just the fun that you can have with it. So we're going to start off here. Oh, I don't want that one. Swatching all of these out, and then we're going to play with mixing some of them together. Just let me make another container of water here really quick, just because I only have one and it's going to get rather dirty rather fast. So there's 2. Yes, I emptied my spray bottle. I don't even think it sprays anymore. I really should get a new one, or a new top at least. I digress. Back to where we wasn't. So I'm going to do my swatching with a Da Vinci Casanio? I'm not sure how to say that. It's a 0. It's a quill brush, so you can see how it's got the plastic ferrule with the wire wrapping. It's a really beautiful brush. I thoroughly enjoy it. I do have a rag here to dab off, and I'm just going to go through all the colors in order to start, and then we'll play with some mixing and watching how they all work together. So this is that Isondoline, I still can't say that, yellow. It is pigment number PY139. I did all of my writing in pencil, but that's okay. I can still use right over top of it, no problem. So there's that one. I really like that color. I actually bought it because I wanted to play with them in the hotel room and didn't have time to do that, but that's okay. Hang on, I've got colors running together here and I need to stop that. Wow, there we go. But I wanted to play with them in the hotel room and I didn't end up having time, but I still really like that yellow, so I'm happy I picked it up to add to my collection. So this is Shell Pink from Shinhan. It is PR9 and PW6, so it has a white pigment in it. So does the next one, which is also from Shinhan. This is that Horizon Blue, and it is PB15:4 and PW6. So I do believe that is Phthalo Blue red shade. And you can see how opaque that one is just by how it's starting to cover up the lettering above it, which was just done in pencil. But it's a super pretty blue, and I think I want to compare it to some of my cobalts. I'm sure it's not going to granulate quite as much as the cobalts do, but I figure it could be a fun one to play with in place of them if you don't want to use cobalt paints. This is Lunar Red Rock, which is PR101. This color is beautiful. It granulates heavily. I think it's very, very pretty. I love the texture it gives, especially on rough paper. Super fun, would be super fun on cold press as well. This is Hematite Violet Genuine. Now I do have 2 other versions of Hematite Genuine paints. There's a red one I like to use in skin tones, And then I have the original one too, which is just like a super dark color. This one's violet, so it's got a little bit of a purpley undertone to it. I think it's gorgeous. And I really enjoyed the other hematite paints and how they separated out into different colors. So I figured this one would be fun to add to my collection as well. And you can see how that's already starting to granulate out into different colors here. Let's get that to focus. Right, it's super pretty. I think it's absolutely beautiful how you get all those different colors. Next up is my mistake paint. This is ultramarine purple, or ultramarine violet, pardon me. I always want to call it purple and it's violet, but that's okay. So it is not a super dark purple. It's definitely more on the bluey side. I think it's pretty. That one is PV15. Now this is the one I went in for, which is the Imperial Purple. So this one is PV19 and PV29. So this is actually, I do believe, the same combination as Rose of Ultramarine. It's just less red than the Rose of Ultramarine is. So that one should granulate nicely because of the ultramarine blue that's in it. I'm not sure if it comes across on camera, but the Imperial Purple is definitely more on the red side than the ultramarine violet. Next up is Lunar Blue, which is PBK11 and PB15. This is another one in the lunar line, so it should granulate quite prettily. It's not a word, but I'm going with it. Today I'm just going with it. You get whatever comes out of my mouth today. How's that? Swatch that. Then I've got Sugilite Genuine, which is a shiny color. I know you guys can see them off on the side. I'm really not sure if the shimmer of these is going to show up, but I have already played with this one, mixing it with other colors in backgrounds and things. For card making, I do lots of card making. I also paint just watercolors traditionally, but I think it's really pretty and it adds a nice bright just shimmer to everything. And then I picked up Sodalite Genuine, and I knew the two colors were vastly different, but I was only going to get one, and then I'm like, no, I'll take both. So that is our original colors here. I'm going to let them dry, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to play with mixing some of these together to see what we can accomplish. Okay, so these are all dry now. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you can pick up, if I can get the shimmer to pick up on this Sugilite Genuine here, but it is fantastic. Now this is not like a new palette buy or anything like that. I don't have a red, there's lots of colors that I would need to make this into a palette, but we can still do lots of fun mixing just with these. You can get gorgeous skin colors by mixing the word I can't say, isodoline. I'm gonna give up. Anyway, and the shell pink together, you can get super pretty peachy colors that would work as bases on very light skin tones, or look really pretty for flowers and things of that nature. If we add more pink to it, it gets a lot more pinky with that really warm undertone, right? If we put way more yellow in it, it's a lot more warm. Just kind of makes it a very light orange. I think that's a beautiful combination. Let's mix the blue and the pink together. They should gray each other out a fair bit, I would think. That's pretty. I really like that for flowers and things. It could also be a good shadow color on a skin tone. I think that's super nice. If I add some more blue to it. So all I'm doing now is just taking these colors and playing with them with themselves. Later I will take them into my other palettes and play with them with other colors to see how they're going to fit in. That's super stormy. That would look really pretty on a beach scene. If I take, I don't know, let's take this Imperial Purple and mix it with some of that yellow, because purple and yellow neutralize each other. So we should, okay, so the yellow overpowers the purple, but that's okay. There's a brown. Browns aren't pretty, but they are necessary in a lot of paintings. If I add more purple to it, it'll cool it down a little bit. I like that color. I think that color is very nice. I would use it in florals. I like vintagey florals. It's kind of something I like to paint, which is why I like this hematite violet color here. I think that's so pretty of a color. And say I add a little bit of this sugilite to it, or sodalite, pardon me. You get like a black or very dark gray color, but it should still granulate out and give you some of those warm, reddy, purpley undertones to it because of the putting the hematite in it. And you can add a little bit of this shimmery color to almost anything. It'll play really pretty with some of this horizon blue. If I take that, let me pick up some of that water. That's a little too mucky. Or too wet, I should say, not mucky. If I take that one and wash just a little bit of pink in with it and kind of have them play together. Right? Then you can take your purple color, like your Sugilite Genuine, that one that has the sparkle in it, and you drop it in there and it just kind of separates in and makes really pretty shimmery bubbles in it. I just think it's super fun to play with. Lunar Blue is a color that I have not played with much at all. So here's some Lunar Blue. A little more pigment to that. Let's put some yellow with that and see what kind of greens we can get. So this is a really warm yellow, so it gives us kind of ugly greens, but ugly greens are my favorite to put in flowers. So I actually really enjoy that. Oh, let me move it up here for you guys. So I actually really enjoy that ugly green because I think it looks really pretty for florals, just as shadows on your leaves and things. Ultramarine Purple. And if I add a little bit of that Horizon Blue to it, should give you like a really pastel-y blue. If I put more of the purple in it, or the violet in it, pardon me, because of that white, it definitely becomes a lot more opaque, but I think it's really, really pretty. So it's just fun to take all of these colors. Here's Lunar Red Rock. I haven't used that one at all. I enjoy taking all of these colors and just kind of playing with them together to see what they'll do within themselves. Like, look at that orange. Isn't that pretty? Love that. I really like that. Seeing what they do together themselves before I start playing with them with other things, it just kind of gives me a little bit of a feel for them, and then those two will play really nice together. That Lunar Blue and the Lunar Red Rock, I kind of really love that. But I really enjoy getting just kind of a feel for them and doing a messy page. Yes, I used a very non-inexpensive, so an expensive piece of paper for this, but this is the kind of paper I like to paint on, so I like to do my tests and things on here so that I know what I'm getting into when I put it on good paper for a good piece, simply because things act differently on different papers, so I like to get used to them on the paper that I'm used to using. Personal preference, I suppose. Here's some more of that iodine yellow. Okay, and if I put, what can I put? Let's mix some Sodalite Genuine in there and see what happens, because that's a really dark color. So it just warms it up, nothing too fantastic, kind of makes it a black. Right, and there's more of that skin color up in here. So it's just fun to kind of have a little bit of a play and see what you're going to get. Oh, I did that. And see what you're going to get out of different things. If I mix them together with that Sugilite, I don't like that. That's a gray-brown color. It's not my favorite. It's nothing fantastic. But like I said, these colors weren't made to be a very cohesive palette. They were bought to be used with tons of my other things. So we've had to play with these. And I love these colors, and I have done some work with these colors outside of this video already. So I'm going to clean up my little palette here, and I'm going to get this dried and upload this one for you guys. And then I'm going to film another one, which will go up in a few days, comparing some of these colors with others and what I bought them to specifically mix for. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a closer look at the 10 new colors to my collection, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you later. Bye for now.